and welcome back to the Viper's Pit. Today we'll be covering 3 more heroes: Anakin Skywalker, Darth Maul, and of course Yoda. But before I get into the video, I just want to let you know that we'll be putting out more content for Cyberpunk 2077 in the next video. If you don't know what that is, that's the newest video game from CD Projekt Red, maker of The Witcher. So watch out for that. If you want to be updated on new videos releases, you can hit the notification bell, and if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe if you enjoy what I do here. So, without any more delay, let's take our place on the battlefront. First stop today, we have the Chosen One, Anakin Skywalker. Beginning his journey as a Padawan to Obi-Wan Kenobi, Anakin Skywalker became a Jedi Knight during the Clone Wars. He was secretly married to Padme Amidala. He was the biological father of Leia Organa and Luke Skywalker.
No problem.
Anakin Skywalker is a Galactic Republic hero who arrived in Battlefront 2 on February the 27th, 2019, as part of the Chosen One update. Anakin is basically a powerhouse. But if you're also a huge fan of Star Wars movies, then you know who he will become after, and you won't be surprised how immense his power is. In the game, he has base health of 800. His main weapon, of course, is the lightsaber. So, this offensive hero has 4 abilities you'll need to know and be familiar with if you decide to choose the Chosen One in your battles. Number 1, we have pull dominance. With this power, Anakin can pull enemies towards him for an attack. Normally, when used, enemies fall at his feet, taking damage for the final blow. Anakin finishes off with his melee. Full dominance can also be combined with the area of effect abilities from other friendly characters. Next, let's move on to Anakin's second, the heroic might. Anakin takes highly reduced damage when using this ability, number 1. When released, he pushes all enemies around him within a range of impact increased by the amount of damage taken. To further explain the description, this means that the heroic might, Anakin can unleash a massive burst of power around him in a circular radius. And here's the interesting twist to it. The more enemy players that damage him, the bigger the radius of his power gets, thus allowing him to maximize the number of enemies he can affect. Plus, Anakin can also take less damage while charging up the heroic might. And his third ability, we have Passionate Strike. Let's see how passionate is this strike. Let's find out. With this ability, Anakin unleashes a heavy strike, breaking his opponent's guard and dealing high damage. So, last but surely not the least, is ability number 4, and that's Retribution. That's right, I said 4. Anakin is the only one that has 4 force powers. Anakin's powers intensify whenever he and nearby allies are attacked, building towards the ultimate punishment of a swift and inescapable grip, seizing all enemies around him. That's according to the game. With this unique ability, Anakin can tap slightly into the dark side. Retribution charges up when Anakin and nearby allies are taking damage, and when released, this ability will allow Anakin to use the Force to grasp and choke all enemies around him within a certain area. This does a lot of heavy damage, and it's a lot of damage to deal with. Here at the Viper's Pit, I want to share tips and tricks and recommendations with you guys. That's why I started the channel. So I figured we'd go ahead and talk about the 3 boost cards. I find best to be used for Anakin Skywalker. Now this is for me, and some cards may be different because of your playstyle, but I picked the best all-around cards to put on this list. This heroes, as with all heroes, have 9 boost cards, and only of those 9 you can choose 3 after you've unlocked the ability to use all 3. First is the Tenacious card that I recommend. Health is always important in this game, so it's best to keep it boosted when the situation calls for it. This card increases Anakin's maximum health to a max of 100 when it's fully upgraded.
No problem.
And it can be unlocked at level 2. So our second choice is Raw Strength. This card boosts Anakin's heroic might ability. If you can remember how we described the ability earlier, it was already powerful. But with Raw Strength, it can deal more base damage. However, this can lead to him running out of stamina, so be careful. And this one doesn't unlock until level 20, guys. So, the third choice for Anakin's boost cards is Massive Strike. This card makes Anakin's lightsaber attacks consistently deal high damage, up to 20. When fully upgraded, the card can cause the damage range to range from 150 to 190. However, the downside, as I said before, is this can also drain more stamina. This card can be unlocked skill point 2, level 2, excuse me. And now, let's head on to our second featured hero, Darth Maul. As you will see in the game description, Darth Maul uses his expert lightsaber skills and aggressive force powers to quickly assault and overrun the enemy one at a time. Battlefront 2 describes his intimidating appearance and brutal elegance in battle as striking fear into the hearts of even the bravest foes. Deadly and agile, Maul can quickly close the gap, striking with unrelenting speed. Well, we can agree more or less with that. Darth Maul has an interesting dark character. He is a dark side hero for the Separatists and Galactic Empire. With the exception of Anakin, everyone has 3 abilities, so let's go ahead and get into Maul's. And let's see if he's powerful enough to close the gap. His first ability is Furious Throw. He hurls his lightsaber, thereby damaging all enemies it touches before returning to his hands. The throw gives him a ranged attack that can be helpful at times. It can also be as much a curse as it is a blessing. Due to the precision requirements, the hitbox is very small with this one. So we suggest it be reserved for the times where Darth Maul is only facing one or just a few enemies. Because if the throw is thrown and it's not precise enough and it misses the enemies, they're going to light you up in the time it takes for the lightsaber to go all the way out and come back. So just keep that in mind. Ability number 2, we have the Chokehold. As defined in the in-game description, this ability is where Darth Maul uses the Force to choke his enemies before throwing them to the ground. Choco can only be used against enemies in close range and a small radius. There are cards to make the radius larger. However, they don't do enough of a difference to really consider using them. But you want to be close and make sure they are, so that they're almost in his immediate line of sight. So you be sure to be in a good position before choking your enemies. Because while you are choking them, you are also vulnerable. It can render devastating damage, but it won't take everyone down from full health. So, but if you couple it with other abilities of Darth Maul's, then you can take down a group of people with no problem. Also, one more time, there is no limit to the number of enemies that he can choke. So keep that in mind. But also remember, he can't kill them all with one choke. His ability number 3, of course, is a spin attack, where Darth Maul leaps forward, executing a high-velocity lightsaber spin attack. This ability can be used 2 consecutive times before going into cooldown mode. The spin attack is not only for offense, but also for defense, as it can be used to make a hasty retreat if under fire. It does not deal as much damage as some of his other powers, so attacks will be required after you spin in. Also, it can be used to deflect incoming laser bolts. Now, for our boost card recommendations, out of the 9 cards, we've chosen the following: Fool Me Once, Range Throw, and Flow Motion. And here's why. First, look at his card, Fool Me Once, which increases the recharge rate when fully upgraded up to 10%. And that's on all of his abilities. So right there you go. If you've noticed how when we talked about his abilities and the recharge rates are a little bit off from everyone else's, especially the Furious Throw and the spin attack, so it'd be nice to have Fool Me Once boost card by your side, so you can be a little bit faster on the killing spree and get in and get out. This card is unlocked at level 5. And the next card we're going to talk about is the Ranged Throw card, which is a boost exclusively for Furious Throw, making the throw range farther, thus victimizing more enemies on the way. Furious Throw can be Darth Maul's best asset, so using it with boost is a recommended move. However, just the same, you have to be precise when using the throw. When upgraded, this boost can go 50% farther, which will surprise a lot of people at the distance you can get with it, and it'll get you a few surprise kills. You have to be level 5 with Darth Maul to unlock this boost card. Third boost card we have is for Flow Motion. This allows Darth Maul to do 1 extra spin attack at the cost of a slightly lowered recharge rate. But as I mentioned earlier, the spin attack can only make 2 consecutive spins before it recharges. As such, Flow Motion can make it 3. Not much, but don't underestimate what that 1 extra spin can do. And this card unlocks at level 15 before you can use it. Now, let's move on to our last featured hero, the formidable Yoda. The in-game description finds Yoda as an expert in turning defense into attack, using the Force to absorb blaster fire, heal his wounds, and protect him from harm while using his lightsaber to inflict damage. He is a light side hero of the Galactic Republic and the Rebel Alliance, and there's no stopping Yoda from performing remarkably in the battlefield. Not even his age or his size. In fact, his small stature makes him best as a support hero and a great help during an ambush. He can hide in tall grasses or bushes. Clearly, this is something that other heroes can't do. His lightsaber can also be turned off, as with all heroes, as of the Starfighters update. And as with all heroes except Anakin, Yoda has 3 abilities, which we're going to discuss one by one. First up, we have the Unleash ability, which allows Yoda to unleash the Force in a cone in front of him, damaging and pushing enemies back. Also, as mentioned in the game, he blocks damage using this block ability. The range and damage of Unleash increases for a short time instead of deflecting blaster fire. Yoda absorbs it, charging up the ability and thus increasing the damage and range of this ability. Ability number 2 is called Presence. This ability allows Yoda to heal himself as well as allies around him. When Presence is activated, he will also break out of any immobilizing effect, choke, not choke, whatever. This ability acts as a life-saving tool for Yoda and his allies. Last, we have the ability number 3, which is his dash attack. For this ability, Yoda can leap forward up to 2 times, dealing damage without being blocked. I say again, dealing damage without being blocked. You could say it's similar to Darth Maul's spin attack, but Yoda's dash attack is not powerful enough on its own to kill enemies, unless they have already taken prior damage. Then this ability can finish them off, of course. We can't forget the boost cards on this one, so we've chosen Jedi Mentor, Feel the Force, and Earned It I have as the best cards you can use for Yoda. As I stated before, guys, this is my opinion. If you have a better build for him, please let me know. I'd like to know it. The Jedi Mentor allows him to receive less overall damage, and of course, less damage means longer health and life. As we mentioned a while ago, your hero's health is important, as just as important as the skills or abilities. When you fully upgrade Yoda's card, you receive an 8% damage reduction. However, you have to make it to level 15 before getting a hold of this boost card. Meanwhile, Feel the Force boost card, when equipped, allows the Presence ability to give more bonus health up to 60 when you got it fully upgraded. This boost card can be unlocked when Yoda's at level 15. So, lastly, Feel the Force is for the Presence ability. The Earned It I Have boost card is for the Unleashed ability. It makes the area of Unleashed grow faster when absorbing blaster shots. As such, the range at which he can damage and push enemies back is increased. The radius grows to an extent of 30% larger with the boost card in the slot. You can unlock this ability at level 10. And, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, that covers those 3 heroes. But before I go, always remember, guys, you always have a friend here at the Viper's Pit. You're already pros in anything you decide to do in this life. You just have to put in the work. And I've got faith in you. So thanks for watching. If you liked the video, don't forget to subscribe. Hit the bell icon so YouTube notifies you when I upload new videos. We'd love to have you as part of our community. That's it for me. As usual, Holy Viper, out.
Reno is safe. They'll think